All right, so Lake St. Clair. Really not a lot that you have to say there when you say those iconic words there of Lake St. Clair. I've been fortunate enough this year to travel to Lake St. Clair more than I have in any other years, I think, other than when I was fishing tournaments in the Michigan division. This year, I went up in April, and you guys saw that trip already. That was, the best trip that I've ever had fishing, period. There's no, ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kyle and I absolutely smashed them. Had a great time. Caught some giants. But a few weeks later, in June, I went up in what's known as the Trip. The reason that I say it's the Trip is because myself, my buddy Dusty, Misty, and his girlfriend Terry Lee, we've been traveling this thing for a while because me, Dusty, and my dad started going to Lake St. Clair together, and we, declared it the Trip then because we would go to Lake St. Clair and we would fish for smallmouth bass for a few days, then stop back off at Lake Erie on our way home and fish with Get Hooked charters. And it's in typical fashion, this year did not let us down. It was an amazing time. We went and caught a ton of smallmouth, and we ended up going to Lake Erie and catching a ton of walleye. And I'm not going to bore you guys to death with this episode. I'm just going to show you guys some of the most prominent catches. I think the biggest fish that we caught of the week was like a 4.12 or something. It was a pretty good fish. But it was nothing like the ones we were catching there in April. It was a really good time. We fished 3.5 days really at Lake St. Clair. So again, instead of boring you guys to death with a big bunch of smallmouth catches, because we know Lake St. Clair is known for loads of fish, and they're really, sometimes they're tough to catch, but if you get on them, you can catch a lot of them in a day. So I'm not going to spend a whole series showing you guys the Lake Erie catches here, or I'm sorry, Lake St. Clair catches, but I keep mentioning the Little John Type R from Spro, and if you're not throwing that bait, especially in Lake St. Clair in the spring and early summer, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's an amazing bait. Man, I tell you what, it absolutely catches fish. The Little John Type R has a rattle in it, and it just does something special for the fish. They just absolutely eat it up. It's a really good deal. So that was the best producing bait for us. I caught some on a spy bait, and I ended up catching some on basically a finesse underspin. It's, not a lot of people throwing it. So if you are really keen about the last thing that I say in this video, you'll hear the bait that I caught a lot of fish on that not a lot of people are using. So without further ado, guys, here's it was in June. It was Labor Day or Memorial Day weekend, Lake St. Clair 2023. Let's go check it out and see what we did there in that 3 or 4 day episode to Lake St. Clair. And I'm going to tell you, we absolutely smashed them again.
What's going on, y'all? It is actually day 2 here, trip number 2, Lake St. Clair, Detroit, Michigan. Yesterday was tougher than woodpecker lips for me and Misty. I think we caught 17, should have had 20. That was just a few hours of fishing. Got here a little later in the evening, 2 o'clock. Got in the water by 3, I think, fishing by 3:30. I had about 5 hours of fishing, had 20 on, not a great amount. Found some. I've seen more grass in this lake this time of year, this year, than I ever have in the 7, 8, 9 years I've been coming here. So we're bouncing around trying to find grass. Found some fish bedding. Caught a lot of those on the beds yesterday. Fished for them for a while. You guys know how I feel about bed fishing. So we fished for them for a while, then we bounced around, found some on a swim bait and a few other things. So we're gonna go out here and see if we can't catch them. What do you think?
Hopefully I'll do better than I did yesterday.
Alright, I'm gonna catch one. See what's up. So we're going out here starting Forts Cove. Found some fish there yesterday. Seemed to be a little bit better quality, and the less grass in there, so I'm gonna see if I can't mess around and see what happens there. So real quick, here's some footage yesterday of day 1, and then we'll get into day 2 here in just a second. So let's get after it.
Oh yeah.
Got one?
Yep.
Pardon me for feeding my face here while I'm talking to you guys, but day 2 in Lake St. Clair so far has proven to be pretty tough. I think we're up to 26 in this boat. I don't know how many Dusty and them have. You guys saw the previous trip to Lake St. Clair that I had there a month and a half ago. Caught 157 in 2.5 days. You come here, the fish are still spawning, which is kind of weird. Water temperature is above 70 degrees in some places. There's more grass in Lake St. Clair than I've ever seen this early. It's making it really tough to fish the way I want to fish. So far, today, the biggest players have been swim baits, Kitech swim baits. I caught several fish on a Duo Realis spy bait until the daggone thing broke. The rear hook come out of it, which I'm not real happy about. Those things are not cheap, and I'm not fishing crazy rough stuff, but got about a 3-pound smallmouth and ripped the hook out of the bait. Been catching most of my fish on the bottom on a drop shot with a flatworm and a Pro Yellow Perch TRD. Dusty back there in his new to him boat. Pretty sweet thing. We're gonna make a run, charge the batteries up a little bit, hopefully go find something. All right, day 3, Lake St. Clair. Last 2 days have been tough. Said I didn't like bed fishing. Guess what? I'm going bed fishing. When in Rome, gotta catch them. Got Dusty back there. Think I'm gonna catch them today, bud?
Go catch them. Go pull them right off their bed.
Heard that, didn't you? We're going crazy. I'll be dropping Ned rigs on fish's heads all day long as long as this Wednesday's calm, because I hate bed fishing. You guys know that. Fished a day and a half here at St. Clair. Caught some fish yesterday. Caught 30. Dusty's boat caught 30. We caught 27. You're not doing that in Southern Ohio, but it's not Lake St. Clair. Really tough this year. Tougher than concrete biscuits. So we're fixing to go out and drop a net on one's bed and see if we can't catch one that's 4 or 5 pounds. Let's do it. Swim bait. Swim bait. Hey guys, full day 2 here. It's really 2.5 days. Sorry, there's a boat going behind us here. Misty put it on me today, but the best baits that I had today was Misty absolutely wrecked them on this is just a weedless Midwest finesse head with a do-it mold that I poured myself, and this is a Little General. I think it's like blue pearl hologram or something weird. She absolutely wrecked them on that thing. Then I started, I'm throwing this on an 852, or I'm sorry, an 852 NRX Plus JWR paired up with a 3000 Vanford. And then I started picking up a swim bait, and I was throwing this on a 3/8 ounce head. This is a Kitech swim bait. I'm throwing this on an 872 with a 2500 Vanford. Both of them have Power Pro 15 pound to 8 pound leader, Sunline leaders. Caught a few on a drop shot, caught a few on a Ned. I caught several on a Spro Little John Type R. You guys know how I like that bait really well. But we are at number 50 this evening. So we're gonna call her quits and we're gonna go back into the hotel. We got one more day. You guys are gonna see that hopefully coming up soon. And if we catch them, you guys are gonna see it. And you guys know the routine. If we don't, you're not gonna see it either. So until next time, you guys know the routine. Get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on another line.